that better? Yeah. Okay, that was extraordinarily kind, Jerry, and of all of you. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. A really special thank you to the Wall Street Journal, to Jerry and Rebecca and Nikki for taking what we think is really, really important research, giving it its own section, and really taking the numbers and both explaining them to everyone, but also bringing the stories behind those numbers alive. We thought the special section, which we didn't get to see till you all got to see it online at like 4 a.m. this morning, was extraordinary, and we're grateful. Thank you. I want to thank our partnership at McKinsey, Dom, of course, but Eric, Alexis, and Lorena for doing such an amazing job working with us all this time. And I want to thank the team at my foundation, Rachel and Kelly, and the team who are here tonight for doing a great job on this report. I also want to offer a special congratulations to any man who is here tonight. Because Gloria Steinem says that if you attend just one event like this, when the inevitable revolution happens, you will get a pass. So this is a phenomenal use of your evening. The ROI on this is incredibly high. I mean, where else can you attend dinner, be served nice wine, and get a pass for a revolution in one night? Really hard to do. So what the data we released today says is nothing that's surprising, but it is alarming, which is that at our current pace of change, it will take 100 years for women to reach parity in the C-suite. We know that when women are stuck, corporate America is stuck. And here's what we know. We know that diverse teams perform better. They are more creative, they are higher revenue, they have higher profits. We know that non-diverse teams perform worse, but are more confident in their own performance. We know that we're not using the full talents of the population, and if we were to use the full talents, it would pay off. It would pay off in terms of higher economic growth. There's a study out from the IMF which says that women in the workforce at the same level as men in the United States would be 5 points of GDP growth. 5 points. Think about what that would do for this country, and it would do even more for other countries around the world. We know that we would have higher corporate and nonprofit productivity, and we also know that we'd have more individual happiness. That's a whole lot on the table. What this report shows is that women are underrepresented at every corporate level, and importantly, it's not mainly due to attrition. Women face more barriers to advancement, all kinds of barriers. And my belief is at the core of those barriers is our very deep cultural stereotypes and expectations of what it is to be male and what it is to be female. And what's been interesting for me, Lena, and has now been published all over the world, is that there are such huge cultural differences in the world, right? Think about our own country from different parts of this country, or even the Middle East, or Africa, or Asia, or Europe. Such different cultures, except on gender, where it can be more or less extreme, but the stereotypes are actually exactly the same, which is that everywhere in the world we believe men should lead, make decisions. Everywhere in the world we believe women should be communal and do for others. And because we're human beings, we process very, very quickly. We can't process everything deductively, so stereotypes stick, and they stick for a long, long time. If a lion was coming at me, by the time I realized, 4 legs, fur, tail, that's a lion, I would be dead. That means that what we expect is what we demand. That is why, to this day, we call little girls bossy on the playground, and little girls are told they're bossy in school. We don't call boys bossy because when a boy leads, it's expected. Those same women go to the workplace, and leadership is harder because leadership is correlated with getting results. Leadership is expected to be male. So when men exhibit the characteristics of leadership, they are better liked, and when women do, they are less liked by women and men. All of these biases are deeply held by all of us. We also have issues around flexibility, issues around using the programs that companies have, and issues on making work for parents, for all of us. Technology has enabled us all to work all the time, and we do. But that doesn't make us productive, and it doesn't lead to long-run growth for our companies. Working smarter, letting ourselves be good parents. For those of you who are single, it is just as valid to want to go to a bar tonight. But making work work for individuals is a really important part of what we have to do. And importantly, this report shows that employees don't believe us. Companies say that diversity is important, that they want more women in leadership. Our employees don't believe that's true. That means we are going to have to change that. For the companies that participated in this study, we're grateful, and we believe it's a really important first step. Any of us who run organizations or have worked in organizations know that what you measure is what you work on. What you measure are the metrics that move. And so for the companies that participated, being able to benchmark their progress each year, and we're going to do this annually, as well as against their industry peers and against their industry, is data no one's had. And we're particularly excited about the 30,000 employees who participated, because along with the corporate HR pipeline data, we're able to share employee attitudes from the manager level on down, and that's where the real work has to be done. If anyone's here who did not participate, we invite you to participate next year. We're going to continue to do this, and we think the data, which is totally confidential to the companies who participate, will really help you because it gives you a benchmark you couldn't have had before. We also have a lot of data that we know that women and underrepresented minorities need more support. And we're big believers at Lean in how important peer support can be. There's tons of research that says that peers can actually help each other. And one of the problems a lot of senior women face is that as a senior woman, it's very hard to mentor all the other more junior women because, as this report shows, the numbers don't work. So one of the things we work on along with that kind of mentorship are lean-in circles, small groups that meet together every month. Our data says that over 80% of the people that participate in a circle will go on to look for a new challenge in the year. We offer the program for free. It's online, and we can help you. There are 650 companies running lean-in circles, 30 of whom are with us tonight, and I'll just mention a few of the things we've heard. From MetLife, they have over 70 circles. They've been a major partner from the beginning. And what we've heard from them is that some of the younger women who start joining and organizing the circles, it's a leadership opportunity for them. That some of those women no one thought of as leaders, and then they start leading the lean-in circles, and they have gotten leadership opportunities in the company. Intel has 800 women participating, and they've been a partner with us for about 6 months. You can see how quickly it's grown. They're doing the circles by having a senior woman or senior man, very importantly, mentor a couple of circles and junior executives. So they're setting up more of an at-scale mentorship program that we think is really starting to work. I can't mention JP Morgan without saying first how much I think we all miss our dear friend Jimmy Lee. But Jimmy brought Lean-In to JP Morgan really early, and there has been a thriving program there, and it's included women at all levels in the company. And Salesforce, the great Mark Benioff, has been a force on this issue and a force for Lean-In, and they have Lean-In circles going on in 8 countries. Last week, we rolled out Lean-In circles with the Department of Defense, the largest employer in the country. And so we welcome all of you to come join us. We'll help you structure these programs. We put the curriculum online for free. But we invite all of you, through working on the survey with McKinsey, to take active steps. Because here's what we know. We know it's been a really long time. And we know we've been talking about this for a really long time. And the data is completely conclusive. Women started doing better in the late 60s, early 70s, and about 12 years ago, things flatlined completely. And that's what you see in this report. As business managers, if you see data or a chart or a trend that increases for decades, and then it is flat for over a decade, what is about to happen? It's not going up. It might be going down. And so we stand here knowing conclusively that our plan, the current plan, is we are going to live in a world where 5% of the Fortune 500 is run by men. We are going to live in a world where 20% of the US senators are female, 20%. And then we're going to write headlines that say things like, women take over the Senate, when women get 20%. And I know we're Americans, so we're not that good at math, but 50% of the population with 20% of the seats is not a takeover, it's a gap. And women running 5% of the Fortune 500 5% is a huge gap. And if you look at the pipeline beneath those women, we are in no position to change it. If it changes, it will be because of the work of the people here. It will be because people like the journalist at the Wall Street Journal cared enough to make such a big deal over this data. And it'll be because what all of us do working together. Thank you all for being here. Lean In is here to help. Let's change this.